not invoke and make your speech. We want to continue the debate.
All right, those that just came in at the back, thank you, welcome. We see you. Stop pushing each other.
Ronald, Political Incorrect Podcast. Please introduce yourself and who are you?
My name is HP Kekana. I'm the founder and president of the Basic Income Grant South Africa political party. The one that says we want to help South Africans to help themselves.
3,500, who are those?
3,500 for everybody above the age of 26, whether you are working or not, and 1,500 rand for everybody over the age of 18 up to 25, whether you are employed or not.
What's the incentive? Is a specific one, those who are educated or anyone, and have you catered for illegal immigrants who can easily acquire South African citizenship? What are your vetting processes?
Yeah, the vetting processes is that initially we are going to use commercial banks because a lot of the banks are sorted out when it comes to people with fake IDs. You will never open a bank account with a fake ID. So that's why we think South Africans must be the one who get it with proper IDs.
Where are you contesting? Are you in the province? Are you going to the National Assembly? Put it very clear.
We only starting in Gauteng for now because we believe if you can conquer Gauteng, we will conquer South Africa in 2029.
Remind them who you are.
My name is HP Kekana, President and Founder, Basic Income Grant South Africa political party. We want to resolve poverty, hunger, illegal immigration, unemployment, crime, corruption, and teenage pregnancies.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'm going to go quickly straight to the point. What is it that on the podium you felt you did not get an opportunity to articulate?
We did not get an opportunity to articulate our manifesto that has 6 points. The ANC has a clear manifesto. One, we want to put people on jobs and secure the jobs that are there and expand on that. Two, we want to industrialize, protect the sectors that are there and make sure that we expand. Three, we want to, as the ANC, to reduce the cost of living for our people, to remove VAT from some of the food items, and we want to make sure that we maintain the minimum wage that we already have of 4,412 rand that started on the 1st of March. Fifth, what we want to do, we want to make sure that we defend democracy. The institutions that we have built this country for the last 30 years. It has good institutions. We must make sure that we have ethical leadership. Lastly, the 6th point is that we, as the ANC, we want to continue to be a role player internationally in BRICS. We want to make sure that we intervene in Palestine and make sure that there is lasting peace in Eastern Europe, in countries like Russia and Ukraine.
If you had an opportunity and you are coming from the floor, what questions would you want to ask panelists?
I would ask political parties, why are they campaigning on social media and TV only, not with the people?
Thank you very much, Atamaev.
Thank you.
Madala.
Thank you so much for having me.
How overall, what do you think about this town hall debate?
Look, these town hall debates are a good opportunity for residents to meet the people who have been responsible for creating the mess that they live every day. But I can also say, look, it is not always a good place to be able to express what has gone wrong because really emotions flare up and there's not really enough time. But over and above everything, I think it's the effort that needs to be commended. The parties represented here, obviously, I do hope that South Africans have seen the people who have failed them over time and are going to give others an opportunity to do better and to change their lives around. And it tells you, I mean, you look at the panelists, they don't take people seriously. Someone got very late there and it was just a ping pong. It's a game for these guys, but it's real life challenges for our everyday people. And that's the sad part about it.
A question that you would have asked the panelists if you had an opportunity?
Look, I would have asked to say how serious are they about changing the lives of South Africans? Because if you look at the track record, it has pointed that they are not serious. I cancelled a tender for the Rooival water that was flawed, and the city of Tshwane allowed it through its administrators to be reinstated. With 34 million rands later that was spent, the water was even worse than it was when I left it. We have deaths in Hammanskraal, and everyone is just playing, football around serious issues. Therefore, I am saying they all are talk. I mean, they are talking about eradication of squatter camps. I actually took the squatter camps in Tshwane to propose Orchards 110 within 6 months of being in government, and that seriousness of being an incumbent. And I wanted them to tell us how serious can they be. 30 years is a long time to be able to turn people's life around. It takes at the most 12 to 20 years to see tangible difference, and that is what South Africa demands. Leaders who will stand up and be counted.
If you're a citizen of Tshwane sitting here, looking at the podium and the game that you're talking about, who would you want to give your vote to?
Look, obviously, I'm vying to be Premier of Gauteng, so I don't see anyone better. Solim Simang does not have the answers. He has got a dodgy track record. He failed in Tshwane. I had to wipe and clean his mess and fix Tshwane. Panyaza Lesufi has failed Gauteng and has presided over the failure of Gauteng. ACDP and all of them have been part of it in one way or another, and clearly no one deserves to be voted for except myself, who has proven for over time that we are definitely serious about changing people's lives, and we are in this election. I am saying if people of Gauteng want to see changes, they must vote for F4SD and vote Abel Tau as their premier.
Thank you very much, and good luck for the elections.
Thank you so much.
Fatas Dumelang?
Aye.
Le kae?
Kona minjani?
Kono. Famba naman?
Aye.
Famba naman?
And Pambana Usani chese SRC tar yet Pretoria campus mena vito no bongani maluleke SRC sports and culture officer, also deputy chairperson of the EFF.
All right. My brother had an opportunity to speak. I want to give you an opportunity to speak. What is it from the podium members that you think they could not present clearly to you?
One thing about ANC. Oh, okay. Okay, one thing about ANC, I will speak in Tongane. So one day ANC was lying. ANC because they've been in charge. You can't just come now and say, this is what we will do, whereas you fail when you are in charge. We're having issues and students. We're having Bo Izaga, students are being suspended, when we're trying to speak out, we are being suspended at the universities because universities they are working with these people. So ANC has been in charge, ANC was given a time, but still, they are still failing us. Students are suffering, they said free education, but they bought this other system called Izaga, which is chowing students money. And we know that they are campaigning for this thing of elections and everything, using our own money to fundraise and do everything that they are doing. And then also, ANC was given a chance. And it's unemployment rate, we are graduating every day. Blade go to social media platforms complaining about students choosing courses that are not even in there, or courses that don't even have jobs. Why are you creating courses that doesn't even have jobs, whereas you know that they are not jobs? So ANC has failed us. I will advise each and every youth out there to vote for EFF. Let's vote for change, economic freedom fighters.
That's superior logic there. That's superior. My brother, in 50 seconds, tell me what is it that you wanted to say, because you got your tongue tied at the floor.
Thank you very much. I wanted to speak about education myself, because we have students in the university that are being defunded. Some of them, as I speak to you now, they are sleeping under the bridge because they don't have funding because of the system that was bought by ANC. They are being defunded, they don't have money, they are no longer funded, they are being chased from races. Given the fact that the people of races, they are running business, they can't accommodate you for free.
Thank you very much. The Politically Incorrect podcast,
the national spokesperson for United African Transformation.
Thank you very much. tomorrow in the future, ne?
Tomorrow in the future, this is tomorrow's future. They want to change this country because youth is the prosperity of every nation. But for the past 30 years, these people... That's why we had to establish United African Transformation and for also empower our youth. Because when you have the youth, you have the future. Because youth is the prosperity.
What is it that you think you were given too little time to address at the hall? And if you were on the podium, what is it that you would have said?
You know, I should have indicated very clearly to them that land is the central issue when it comes to economic development. There's no way that we can address socio-economic challenges that are facing the country without addressing the issue of land. Because if we have the land, we're able to produce food, then the food security issue will be addressed. We'll be able to industrialize. We'll be able to run industrialization program and create jobs. Then unemployment is addressed. Then when with land again, running the agriculture, we can be able to empower young people in terms of the significance and the power of the agriculture. You know, so land again cannot be divorced from tourism. When you talk tourism, you're still talking land. When you talk agriculture, still talking land. When you talk industrialization, still talking land. So I should have shared with them the solution that we have as UAT. Because as UAT, we realize that the central issue, the most powerful ingredient to address the socio-economic pathologies that are tormenting our people is to address the issue of land. If the issue of land is not addressed, they will talk like they've been speaking for the past 30 years. Even today, they are still talking because they miss this fundamental variable, this fundamental phenomenon. The land issue need to be addressed.
You've got 1 million registered members. That could translate to around 1.5 million to 2 million votes. Those are very big numbers.
Yes.
If you go into parliament, what is it that you will champion?
One, as I've already indicated, we'll start with land. Because when you address the issue of land, you'll be able to address other issues. Now we'll also look at the issue of education. Our education system is one of the poorest in the world. It does not produce thinkers. It does not produce entrepreneurs. It does not produce farmers. A young person, you know, is taught how to draw an insect, while a Chinese boy is taught how to manufacture a computer. So we can actually address the whole issue of education system. Number 3, we're going to look at support to the small businesses, entrepreneurs. Globally, studies have proved that entrepreneurship or SME contribute too much to the GDP. It's the one that has built economies of super countries. But when you look at what is happening in our country, they talk about addressing unemployment. They understand very well that the SME contribute to the growth of the economy. But they are not supporting small business in the true sense of the word. There's a red tape. Challenge access to finance, access to market. And those things are at the fingertips of the political leaders. They know them in government that they are challenges that are facing SMEs. But they cannot.
Thank you very much, Dua.
Okay, thank you.
How
are you, my brother?
Sharp. So I was very interested when you stood up. I could not capture you from afar.
Yeah.
You said that man of the ANC, if he must commit, he must commit to something, and you felt it's very important.
Yeah.
Please just repeat it for us.
I asked the leader from the ANC, can he commit whether or not after the 29th of May 2024 there will be no load?
You say?
Well, you know, the energy available factor and what. But at the end, after all the rambling, what he said is that after the 29th of May, there will be no load shedding. I want us to capture that. We must frame it and put it on a pedestal, because this ANC government is using the elections to play at the heartstrings of South Africans. You know, a government that hates its people uses electioneering as an opportunity to show them that they actually can do its work. There's grass cutting happening, they are cutting trees, they are painting schools. Where were they over the years? Why all of a sudden we're seeing all of this pity and we're seeing a month without load shedding? This is a government that shows you that it can not to. And that's why we must get them out.
So you think they have solved load shedding, or Bafakile just a temporary measure?
It's a temporary measure. We all know it. We all know it. They are playing at the idea of the closer we are to elections, let's try to create a perception that this is a government that delivers. This is a government that has failed us for the last 30 years. And it's about time that as South Africans, we take ourselves seriously and we say enough is enough, and they must go. We need new leaders, leaders that are capable, that are competent, that are caring, that are not just going to use election cycles as the basis to give people delivery.
Had you been on the podium, what is it that you wanted to articulate to South Africans?
South Africans want a very simple thing. They want the South Africa they deserve, which is safe, which is prosperous, which is equal and united in one generation. This thing must happen now. We don't have time. 1994 was 30 years ago and still not yet uhuru. Look at our country. Wana hu jwang? Aye, guys, we cannot be living like this. Hababa hambe, let's go.
Thank you, Tibbs.
Thank you very much.
How are you?
Fine, and how are you?
Fine. Please introduce yourself and introduce your company.
Okay, Chairman of the ACDP Tshwane. I'm with Dr. Pamela Zulu on my right.
Greetings, viewers.
And I'm Nick Jody. She's our provincial youth leader. And Dr. Pamela Zulu is our Women of Destiny chair in Tshwane.
Thank you very much. It's a very exciting time in our country because we are redoing what was supposed to be done 30 years ago. That is the narrative that is going out on the streets. I'm not convinced personally about town hall debates because of the rowdiness. You saw how bad it went. So I just want to ask you, what is your feeling and what is it that you would have said?
I was going to indulge on the issue of collisions, and I was going to ask the DA a question. The DA has been part of what we used to call the moonshot, has initiated it, and which is now called the multi-party charter. The DA has gone on to also help draft some policies and some do's and don'ts within the multi-party charter, which they deliberately disobeyed themselves and were disloyal to those commitments by saying they will now consider a coalition with the ANC. My question was to say, then what is their answer to the multi-party charter in terms of coalition and the unity of coalition? Because in my opinion, this is double standards.
What is it that satisfies you or doesn't satisfy you about such platforms, this town hall debate? Do you think you got your time worth of coming out?
I think they had a conductor who was inexperienced in dealing with the crowd, who actually put the lives of everybody in danger by not following her due processes. People were queuing, but she deliberately disallowed myself and other people a place to speak our mind.
Thank you very much. Anything in last that you want to say to your potential voters?
My potential voters is that vote the ACDP. The ACDP is able to deal with the crime issue, and which I would be a bit radical about it. The policy in terms of a crime, eradication of crime, the death penalty policy we have, which of course is not listed now in our manifesto, will deal with a question of crime decisively, will deal with the question of open borders decisively. We are not deliberately going to kill people with that policy. I find you with drugs, you will give me your supplier, or you face the gas. What is it going to be? You will give me the supplier, and within a period of 3 months, whoever ran away from death penalty in their own countries will be going home, and the eradication of drug abuse, which is the chief cornerstone in all types of crimes, will simply be eradicated.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Rona Mashiane Politically Incorrect podcast. I just want to feel how was the whole thing today? How was the town hall debate today? How did it make you feel? Introduce yourself and then maybe the people that you are with, and then you'll tell us how did you find the debate.
Okay, sure. Thank you very much that you hold this interview with us. My name is Temba Mhlongo, the AIC, and I'm with my colleagues here. This is the NEC member, the Tshwane Makamule, Ngubelanga, and next to her is the Provincial Secretary of the African Independent Congress, Yongama Mapengu. And next to him...
Yeah, I want them to introduce themselves very quickly.
Okay, sure.
I'm Fundiswa Langa, the Deputy Chairperson of the African Independent Congress.
I'm Matemane Makanda, Secretary of the REC.
Thank you.
I'm Lucas Mayegisa, leadership.
Thank you very much. So how did you feel the debate? How did it make you feel?
Actually, the kinds of these debates are good because, I mean, they give the exposure to all other political parties. But what we are not happy as the African Independent Congress, it is that only 5 parties that were on the podium that were supposed to
debate.
Yes, to debate. So that is something that we are not happy with. But otherwise, the debate of these kinds is okay. Yes. So that they give exposure to all other political parties that are contesting the elections.
I see you struggling to ventilate your issues to the podium. What is it that you wanted to say?
Okay, actually we wanted to ask many questions, more especially from the African Independent Congress. Because as the political party, we are not just contesting the politics just for the sake of contesting. We want to govern this country, and we want to make sure that the people of this country trust us and know what we want to do. But what was happening here, it was not good, actually. Because, I mean, there was a lot of audience and we were never given the chance to ask all those questions that we wanted to ask.
Thank you. If you were on the podium, what is it that you would have told South Africans about your party?
Okay, simple as the African Independent Congress, we say we commit ourselves to whatever that is contained in our manifesto that was going to be put across the South African population.
What is your view on foreign nationals?
No. Foreign nationals, our view is clear. We need everybody that is in the country. Foreign nationals, I don't know, because I mean there's this thing that is talking about foreign nationals. We've got to define who are we saying who they are foreign nationals. If we say foreign nationals, we must also know that foreign nationals is not only black people. Black people are Africa. This is Africa. They belong here, but we want to document everybody that is in the country so that when crime is being committed, we know who did crime. We must not only basically say foreign nationals when only referring to black people. What about Chinese? What about Europeans? What other nations of white origin that are
Thank you very much.
in this country illegally? So we want, Bafo, we want to say one thing. If we define national foreigners, who do we refer to? Africa person cannot be a foreigner in her own or his own country. So what we want to know to do in the all the people that are here must be documented so that wherever there is crime, we know who did that crime. We can trace that person, whether it's coming from Ethiopia, not Ethiopia, Zimbabwe, whatever in this foreign country, in this African country. We know that we can trace that person.
Very quick questions. Number 1, question to ANC. Quick questions.
No. I'm not a spokesperson of the African National Congress. We are.
No. I want you to, because you could not get an opportunity to ask them. I want you to ask the question to ANC, then I'll say DA, then say IFP, so on and so forth, just to give you a chance.
Okay, we wanted to say to the African National Congress, we know that there's a lot of things that you did in this 30 years of democracy, but there's a lot that you didn't achieve. What are you going as the African National Congress? What are you going to achieve? Many things. Like, we've got the squatter camps. What are you going to, what plan do you have to address the issue of the squatter camps across the country, not only in certain areas? What is the issue of water, load shedding that we are currently in it, and the electricity? So those are the things that we wanted to do, because I mean, it seems that the African National Congress have got no plans in dealing with those.
Any question for DA?
Oh, the DA crybabies. I mean, we know crybabies. We know that, I mean, DA is a crybaby. Okay, it's fine because they've got to cry because they are an official opposition party in South Africa. What are their plans to address the issues that we also pose to the ANC? Like this, the question that I've already. Yeah.
What about IFP?
To IFP. IFP is okay. IFP, we could say to the IFP, what do you do to the townships? What plans do you have for the township economy? What do you do to address the issue of the South African population in the squatter camps instead of concentrating only on the hostels? What about the population of South Africa? What plans do they have for the
Freedom Front Plus question for them?
I know those ones. They must just go to Orania, and they must know that this country is a unitary state and they cannot open another state inside South Africa. If they want to open the area, they must go to maybe, I don't know, to Europe. This is Africa, and this Africa belongs to Africans. That I can tell them.
Thank you very much. Last question is ACDP.
ACDP, you know what, you know these churches, that we've got the problem with these churches. We want all the churches to embrace the humanity, so that when they pray with their hearts, so that every person around the world, not only in South Africa, but ACDP, I'm so disappointed with them when they can when they embrace Israel, when Israel commits genocidal acts against Palestine. So I would want them to shift from their position of supporting Israel over genocidal acts of Palestine.
Thank you very much. Any question from you guys?
Maybe I must also say, I have no longer ever respect for ACDP for the fact that this some sort of debate with some knives, and while they are claiming that they are church members and etc.
Do you want to explain the scuffle?
Yes, I can easily.
Please, what happened?
I was there and I was attacked by one of the members. From there, in fact, all of the members, they know. From there, they came to me there to attack me, and I was a little bit very surprised actually. I mean, how do you?
So you said they were wielding knives?
Yes, one of them. Now,
do you feel safe now walking out alone, or you need your?
No, I'm very comfortable. By the way, I'm a member of some church, but they are thinking and man.
So you are saying that they project the ACDP as a chap, but they gave you violent treatment?
Exactly. I think you have even saw them when they were.
I've got it on tape.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think you saw them. There.
I saw, but I saw some members going there, but by the time I started taping,
I was there. What have I done? I was just no, but anyway.
Thank you very much.
Can you please not invoke and make noise, please? We want to continue the debate.
All right, those that just came in at the back, thank you. Welcome. Receive the online word. Please keep the volume down. Very.
the current deputy chairperson of the EFF in Tutti and the SRC Sports and Culture Office of this company. I don't have much to say, but I just want to comment based on what the member of the ANC they were saying. These guys are just here lying.
Disrespect each other. Stand up and take it.
Yeah, thank you very much. Also, I heard them speaking here, but they don't promote education when they are speaking here. They are speaking about the issues of waters